Goeiedag graad 8. Vandag gaan ons kyk na die ontleding van 'n gedig. Today we're going to have a look at how to analyze a poem. Eerstens, daar is twee fases, two stages, wat jy moet onthou wanneer jy 'n gedig ontleed. Fase 1, die vorm, the structure of the poem. Fase 2, die inhoud, the content. Nou, vorm sluit die volgende in: strofebou, rympatroon, persvorm, leestekens en natuurlik woordletters. The build of the stanza, the rhyming pattern, the form of the verse, punctuation, and capital letters. Nou strofebou. Wat is 'n strofe? A strofe is a group of lines that is forming a unit in a poem. Now each set of lines have a certain name in a stanza. Twee versreëls, two lines in a stanza is called a couplet. Drie versreëls, three lines in a stanza is called a tersine. 4 lines, 4 versreëls is called a quatrain. 5 versreëls, 5 lines is called a quintet. 6 versreëls, 'n sestet. 8 versreëls, 'n oktaaf. 13 versreëls, 13 versreëls, lines, 'n rondeel. 14 versreëls, 'n sonnet. Now the rhyme pattern. When you work with the rhyming pattern, it focuses more on the sound of the word. Nou daar is 4 soorte rympatrone. Eerstens, paarrym, kruisrym, omarmde rym en gebroke rym. Now let's have a look at each one of these. Paarrym, Mafuta die olifant. Now I've taken this example from your textbook to familiarize yourself with it. Mafuta die olifant het nie geskroom om klaar te speel met die kremmertaartboom. Sy het geëet en eet, haar maagie was seer, en toe het sy gesê, gee my meer. Now, like I said before, the rhyming pattern works with the sound of words. To be more specific, the last word. Line 1 ended with geskroom. We're going to put an A. Number 2 or line 2 ended with kremmertaartboom. Now, boom sound the same as geskroom, so you're going to use the same alphabet letter. Let's move on to line 3. Line 3 ended with seer. Now, seer sound the same as the last word of line 4, which is neer. Yet again, we're going to get the same alphabet letter. Now, can you see 1, 2? Hulle is a party, they are a couple. 1, 2, they are the same couple, so paarrym. Now, let's move on to kruisrym. I've used the same stanza, I just mixed the lines. Line 1 ended with geskroom. Going to put an A. Line 2 ended with seer. But seer does not sound the same as geskroom. So you're going to put a different alphabet letter, B. Line 3 ended with kremmertaartboom. Now kremmertaartboom sound the same as line 1's geskroom. So we're going to get the same alphabet letter. Line 4 ended with meer. But meer sound the same as line 2's last word, which is seer. So we're going to get the same alphabet letter. And can you see B, line 2, had to cross line 3's path to get to his friend, which is in line 4, meer. And there can you see the crossing the path of one another. Okay. Omarmde rym. Same poem, just mix the lines. Line 1 ended with geskroom, so you're going to put an A. Line 2 ended with seer, you're going to put a B. Line 3 ended with meer. But hold on, meer and seer sound the same, so you're going to get the same alphabet letter. And only in line 4 it ended with prematar boom. Prematar boom sound the same as line 1's geskroom, get the same alphabet letter. But can you see no paths were crossed to get to one another? So that's called an armbereik. Think about when you put your arm around a friend. Now, the last one, gebroken rein. Same poem, let's have a look. Line 1 ended with geskroom. Gonna put an A. Line 2 ended with seer. Gonna put a B. Line 3 ended with nog. Interesting. Nog does not rhyme with seer or geskroom, so it gets a new alphabet letter. Number 4 ended with perskes. Now perskes does not rhyme with nog, nor seer, nor geskroom, so it gets a different alphabet letter. And can you see it's A, B, C, D. A does not have a friend, B does not have a friend, nor C, nor D. So they have a broken heart. So this is a gebroken rein, a broken pattern. Alright, now vrye vers, free verse is when there's no solid rhyme pattern. So basically when it's a gebroken rein poem, when there's none or no punctuation and no capital letters. Then you call that type of poem a vrye vers poem, or a vrye vers gedig. Now, leestekens, punctuation. If you see a colon, a double punt in a line of a poem, it usually means an explanation, a verduideliking sal volg. If you see an ellipse, which is those 3 dots in a line of a poem, it basically is telling us that the sentence is incomplete, but it also creates a bit of dramatic tension. Now, that was the first stage of how to analyze a poem. Then we can move to stage 2. Now we can have a deeper look at the poem, the content of the poem. First you can start with die onderwerp, beeldspraak en stylfigure. Now let's move on. Die onderwerp. The onderwerp is usually when you have a look at the title. Not the rest of the poem, just look at the title and think to yourself, why this title? What is this poet trying to tell me by using this title or just using this title? Beeldspraak is when you have a look at vergelykings, metafore en personifikasie. Now a vergelyking is a simile. Now a simile in English is when one thing is compared to another using like or as. In Afrikaans, wanneer 2 sake met mekaar vergelyk word deur die woord soos, nes en as te gebruik. For example, so siek soos 'n haan. Jy is so siek soos 'n haan, as sick as a dog. Metaphor is a metaphor, is basically when one thing is compared to another but you do not use like or as. In Afrikaans, wanneer een ding met 'n ander vergelyk word, maar jy gebruik nie soos, so, nes en as nie. For example, jy is 'n ster, you are a star. Personifikasie is personification, wanneer lewelose voorwerpe eienskappe van mens kry. So basically, when you give a non-human thing human characteristic. Die blare dance, for example, the leaves are dancing. Now I want you to imagine a very windy day, and when you see the leaves are basically, the trees are going from one side to another, it just looks like the leaves are dancing. Now dancing is a human characteristic. So I'm giving those leaves a human characteristic by saying they are dancing. Right. Spelfigure, herhaling, which is repetition. Ironie is when you say the opposite of what you actually mean. Euphemism is die sagter stel van 'n onaangename saak. Byvoorbeeld, die oom is oorlede in plaas van my oom is dood. Now, euphemism is when you say something in a polite, less harsh way. Instead of saying my uncle or my dog is dead, you say my dog passed away. Right, grade 8, I hope this was helpful. Please copy this in your workbooks.